Wow, have you ever heard of a quarter that could be worth $80,000 to $100,000 or even more? Yup, you saw that right. There's one special 1976 Bicentennial Quarter, the kind of rare era coin that collectors dream about. People have spent $78,000, $89,000, even over $115,000 on these coins. If you stick with me, I'll show you why this little piece of metal can bring in life-changing money. Let's travel back to 1976. America was celebrating its 200th birthday and the U.S. Mint put out special coins for the occasion. The quarter shows George Washington's head on the front, and on the back there's a colonial drummer boy with a torch surrounded by 13 stars. These designs were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, with a D, and San Francisco, with an S, some in silver. Over 800 million came from Denver, so most of these quarters aren't rare at all, coin-identifier.com. But among these millions, a few were struck with errors that make them incredibly valuable. The rarest is the double die obverse, often called DDO. This error happened when the die used to stamp the coin had a doubled image on it. That means words like liberty or even parts of George Washington's hair can appear doubled. That might sound small, but to collectors, that mistake makes the coin a treasure. Proxablog Coin News and Views. How rare is it? Way rare. The coin grading company PCGS has only certified fewer than 60 of these 1976 DDO quarters. They estimate that maybe 850 exist in the wild, counting ones that haven't been graded yet. Proxablog Coin News and Views. Imagine stumbling upon one in your change. Now for the jaw-dropping part. One of these DDO quarters sold for around $120,000 at auction, and many others go for $78,000 up to over $115,000, depending on the condition and how strong the doubling is. Coins graded MS65 or higher consistently fetch those big numbers. Proxablog Coin News and Views. The difference between $78,000 and $115,000 can come down to being slightly better preserved or having sharper doubling. So what exactly are you looking for? If you want to take a peek, grab a magnifying glass or loupe and look at Liberty or In God We Trust on the coin's front. If you see shadow letters or parts of letters doubled, especially the R in Liberty, you might have one of these special DDO coins. Proxablog Coin News and Views, coinvaluechecker.com. Now, that's not the only error you can find on a 1976 Bicentennial Quarter. There's also the filled D mint mark error. That happens when the small inner part of the D is accidentally filled in by extra metal or grease on the die. That error can make a quarter worth $50 to a few $100s, warming up to around $1,500 for really good examples, though some sources show high-end sales near $1,700, coin-identifier.com. So let's walk through the values. For most 1976 D quarters without errors, you're looking at face value or maybe 25 cents to $5 for uncirculated ones. A filled D error can be worth $20 to $300, maybe up to $1,500. Off-center or clip errors can also be in the low hundreds or low thousands. But once you hit the double die obverse and get a high grade, MS65 plus, you're in the $78,000 to $115,000 plus territory, with top coins fetching even more. That's an insane range. To help you grasp it better, picture this: you find a 1976 D quarter in your pocket. You check it under a loupe. Do you see doubling in Liberty? Is the doubling bold and crisp? How good is the condition? Are there scratches, dings? Is the mint mark clear? If so, you might own a quarter worth as much as a house down payment or at least a hefty car payment. Since only a few hundred of these exist in good grades, the appeal is huge. Collectors pay big money because they want rarity, condition, and that special doubling. The grading companies, PCGS and NGC, play a huge role here. Slabbing a coin in a high grade gives buyers confidence, raising the price dramatically. Coinvaluechecker.com, bold precious metals. Let me share a real-life number. A DDO quarter in MS66 grade sold for $8,400 in 2023, coinvaluechecker.com. That's just one example compared to the MS65 plus heavyweights in the six figures, but it shows how grading lifts the value. Now, what should you do if you think you have one of these coins? First, check it carefully. Look at Liberty and the motto. Use good lighting and a magnifier. Compare it to known examples online or in guides. Next, weigh the coin if you suspect silver, but that's rare on Denver pieces. The main story here is the doubling, not silver. If it looks promising, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Pack it carefully and get it slabbed. Once it's certified, you can sell it at major auctions like Heritage, Stacksbowers, or Great Collections. Marketing a coin like that to serious collectors can bring jaw-dropping bids. Sometimes the highest bid outshines every other coin at the auction. Let me tell you another bonus. Some silver planchet errors or San Francisco silver proof quarters also hit six figures. But those are separate stories. For DDO, the 1976 D is the big star in this group. I know what you're thinking, this sounds unreal. How many people really find these? Well, PCGS estimates there might still be around 800 out there ungraded. Maybe they're in collections or tucked away in rolls. But once word spreads, more people hunt for them, and prices stay high. In short, most 1976 D quarters aren't worth much, but the rare errors can blow up the value. A double die obverse in top grade can go for $78,000 to over $115,000, sometimes as high as $120,000 plus. A filled D or other minor error might be worth a few hundred to a couple thousand, which still beats face value by miles. So check your pocket change around old rolls, your collection, or family jars. Is that quarter buzzing with doubling? It could be the find of a lifetime. If you do spot something wild, don't just keep it, get it certified, market it, and let it earn its worth. Who knows, you might just strike gold in your change. Thanks for sticking with me this long. If you found this exciting, imagine teaching this to others. A single small coin could be the key to unlocking a fortune. Keep watching your change, get that magnifier out, and let the hunt begin. Like and subscribe if you want more stories just like this, and share in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. Good luck hunting.